Hello and welcome to a very special interview with your host GB from What Do You Call It podcast. The reason that it's a special interview because I'm actually celebrating 250 episodes, but also I get to speak to the current TNA X Division champion, the youngest in charge, Leon Slater. Leon, how you doing today, mate? You all good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's a sunny day in England right now. The weather's blessed. I'm chatting to you, so I'm very, very excited, man.
Ah, sweet, mate, sweet. I appreciate it, mate. I think I get the honour to speak to you. You've been making headlines, especially this year and the last few months in the wrestling community and across the world. Like everyone is paying attention to Leon Slater. You successfully defended your X Division championship in a triple threat last week, and that's against Cedric Alexander and Jason Hotch.
Yes,
Leon,
sir.
you got to tell me, how does it feel to be the reigning X Division champion? Do you feel the pressure to be on the same level as X Division legends such as AJ, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, and many other greats?
So I think there's two sides to this. Like whenever I talk about pressure, there's always two sides to it because there's like the side of me that's talking to you now, like the Leon that's sitting in his house in Bradford, you know what I'm saying, where I say, yes, absolutely, there is huge amounts of pressure that comes with being the X Division champion. It's arguably the marquee title for TNA. Like, of course, the world title has that incredible lineage and is holding kind of that main event slot. But I feel like when people think about TNA, they think about the X division. You know what I mean? And like you said, you named a couple of legends that have held this belt, and this belt's got an incredible lineage as well. So there's definitely pressure that comes with trying to live up to that lineage and trying to evolve it and push it forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what this Leon would tell you. But the youngest in charge would tell you that um, no, man, like I'm not feeling pressure because I've been training since I was 9 years old. I've dedicated my life to this before my age was even in double digits. You know what I'm saying? And this has been my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a big believer in manifestation and speaking things into existence. And this is something that I've had pictured since I was a child, you know. So I feel like I'm exactly where I belong, and I feel like I'm in a great spot to carry this division forward, and evolve what it means to be in the X division. You know what I'm saying? So there's always these two sides to it.
Mate, honestly, it's so good to have you associated with the X Division and to be the face. I know there might be someone on the roster might disagree with that, but I think majority of the fans in TNA will say that Leon Slater is the X Division and not just the
Oh
champ.
yeah,
But honestly, mate, it's been amazing. I just want to go back to something you have said previously. You said that you've been a TNA kid. You've always been a TNA kid. So
yeah.
TNA has always had a strong and long-standing relationship with the UK. When they've come over here, and you've been a part of this. So you got to tell me quickly, what was it like signing with TNA during the Promotions UK tour in 2023?
It was huge, man, because like not only was it the opportunity to kind of well, not even kind of, like it was the opportunity to live out a dream, you know what I'm saying? I feel like for everyone that wants to do wrestling as a full-time career in the UK, the goal is to get to America and the goal is to get onto TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't only an opportunity to have that. It wasn't only an opportunity to have it in front of a crowd, you know what I'm saying, which not a lot of people get to do. Like a lot of people get the graphic and the social media pop of it, which is, don't get me wrong, it's very, very cool. Um, but I got to have it in front of a crowd, and not only was it just a regular crowd, it was in front of a UK crowd, so it's a
Yeah.
homegrown crowd. You know what I'm saying? So to have that moment in front of people that have watched me come up from the independents in the UK, from the bottom of the card there, rising up to the top, and then finally, getting my opportunity to sign with a major company. It's an extremely, extremely special moment, and it's something that I hold very close to my heart, and I don't think I'll ever forget.
Mate, it was awesome. I was there as a fan, and
No way.
lost my voice a little bit. Yeah, it was a
That's
great show.
incredible. That's
Beautiful
incredible,
area,
man.
and then I turned to a bit of like a 12-year-old schoolgirl, like it's worth it though. It's worth it. It was a great moment, mate. And the UK scene itself, you've made your name there, and I know you do shows still. Who in the UK scene would you like to see in the TNA roster get that opportunity and be
Ooh.
showcase themselves?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot. Like the UK, the UK scene right now is a very deep roster. Like we have people from top to bottom that are killing it right now. But I guess for me personally, someone that I would love to see in TNA and get his opportunity would be a kid like us too. I think that's a pick that not a lot of people would expect me to say. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's one of the most underrated talents in this country. And for me personally, he's the person I've known longest in wrestling. Me and him started training at the same school. I think he would have been 11 or 12 when I was 9, like when we both first started training. So even though like we're both in our early 20s, we've known each other for nearly 10 plus years, you know what I'm saying? So for him to get his opportunity in a place like TNA, and I think he'd be a great fit for the X division. And that would be incredible to see.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Seen progress a few times, so definitely would endorse that choice. You struck a partnership with the current TNA Tag Team Champions, made like one of the greatest tag teams of all time in wrestling history, the Hardy Boys. What's it like having their support?
It's huge to me, man. Like I was Matt and Jeff were 1A and 1B for me growing up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't only get to learn off the greatest tag team of all time, I get to learn off my heroes, you know what I'm saying? Which not a lot of people get to say, never mind a 20-year-old from Bradford, you know? So it's definitely an opportunity that I don't take lightly, and I think I said it earlier, but um every time they walk into a room, I'm like, oh my God, that's Matt Hardy, that's Jeff Hardy. And then like it's still super special to me, and
Yeah.
I don't think the novelty of it is ever gonna wear off. So, and I think with Matt and Jeff, like they've been open and honest about it. Like they have more behind them than they do in front of them, as far as like being a active in-ring wrestler goes. So for them to share this limited time that they have left with me, is something that I'm gonna cherish forever. You know.
Yeah, that's great, mate. That's great. I'm happy that you was able to avoid a major injury, by the way, with the insane Swanton 450 splash at TNA Rebellion. Um,
Yeah.
that move itself, it's sensational, a thing of beauty, mate. How did
Thank
you
you.
come up with that move? Honestly, just it hasn't sunk in sometimes. Like how, just the way you do that rotation, it's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. So the Swanton 450 started coming around just after COVID. So like again, I've been training since I was 9, and I've always been, you know, a hardy boy kid. So whether it was off the sofa at home or on the trampoline at home, I've always been jumping and flipping and flying off of things. So as soon as I started wrestling, that was the first thing I want to do. You know what I mean? And of course, like the school I was at, we got the fundamentals out of the way and we worked our way up to it. You know what I mean? So but it got to the point where I started practicing 450s pretty young, like just the regular one. So I've probably been doing 450 since I was like 11, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I've been blessed to where I've always been like pretty athletic even as a kid, you know what I'm saying? So the more practice I got on the regular 450, I got more height and that got more comfortable. And as I started like maturing and growing into my body, as I got a little bit older, I want to say I was maybe 16 or 17 when I first started trying the Swanton version.
Yeah.
And it literally started like bit by bit, week after week in training. So I do a 450 one week and I see if I could kind of stick my head out on it. And then I come back the next week and I'd get that perfected. Then once I'd get the head perfected, I'd try and stick the arms out. And then once I'd have that perfected after a couple of weeks, then it was the legs. And after a couple of weeks, I put the whole thing together and then it was drilling it. And like I say this all the time, like I try and practice stuff not to where I can get it right, but to where I can't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it was weeks and weeks and months of practicing bit by bit and then putting the whole thing together. And then eventually it got to the point where it is now where I can do it off crazy 20-foot things and fly around. You know what I'm saying?
It might be the best move in wrestling. I'm sorry, like some wrestlers might disagree with that.
I appreciate that, bro.
Is sensational. Just one or two more questions, mate, 'cause I know your time's limited. You're a very busy man. As I said, you're making headlines, and the fact that I had the opportunity to speak to you means so much for this 250th episode. Leon, after you became the youngest X Division champion in TNA history, we saw AJ Styles return to TNA at Slammiversary after 11 years, endorsing you as the future.
Mhm.
Now, the event itself drew nearly 8,000 fans. Historic moment for TNA. Just TNA this year, just continuously making history and moments. Can you explain to the listeners, just in quick detail, about the event and having your family and your girlfriend there?
It was the best day of my life, man, to keep it short and sweet. You know what I mean? It was everything that I could have ever pictured it being and more, you know. Like even just with AJ's appearance, for him to again, take the time and share the ring with me on his return, where like no one would have complained if AJ came out on his own and he said, "Oh, I'm glad to be here. I've missed you all." Da 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 da. That would have been completely fine. And everyone would be like, yeah, wow, AJ Styles is back. But for him to take that moment that he could have had to himself and not only share it with me, but kind of give that moment to me in a sense and sing my praises is something I'm forever grateful for and something I'm never going to forget. And like on top of that, my mum, my sister, my girlfriend being sat front row to witness me winning the X Division belt and witness AJ Styles coming out is it's life-changing stuff, like that's the stuff that dreams are made of. And I think like something that made that day even more special is the Fade to Black documentary that's just released on TNA Plus.
Yes.
It's like a perfect capitalization of that day, you know what I mean? And that's not just coming from my perspective, but from everyone on that card, from management to the opening match to the main event. I think you see a little bit of everyone's experience at Slammiversary and Fade to Black, like within a really like fun, solid, like packed of 30 minutes piece of media, you know what I mean? And it's to have those moments immortalized in a documentary like that is something that's extremely special because that's the stuff you show your kids, it's the stuff you show your grandkids. So yeah, Fade to Black is amazing and it really just captures the magic of Slammiversary for me.
I mean, Slammiversary Fade Black is actually going out to all subscribers on Wednesday.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But we've just discussed it, and there's so much to be seen in that documentary, so it's definitely worth checking out. And also to let the listeners out there know and all the fans that Leon Slater actually has his own personal code for a free month for TNA Plus for the UK fans and Ireland. But basically, we just want to let you know it is Leon YIC, so it'll be there in the graphic.
Yes, sir.
Please use it, get yourself a month's worth of TNA, and then you might, want to continue and see what they've got lined up. I mean, the match you had with Moose at Slammiversary, fantastic from start to finish.
Thank you.
Promo, the build up, you doing his finisher as well, just everything about it, and then the motion and AJ, just perfect. My favorite TNA match personally, but
Thank you, man.
it was brilliant. Leon, is there anything you want to say as we're going to wrap up this special episode to your fans out there? Maybe my one fan, but you've got several fans at the moment.
um, I guess like all I can ever say to you guys is thank you, man. Like I wouldn't be here without the support that you guys have given me. And I'm getting to live my dream right now. So thank you all very much.
Awesome, mate. 20 years old, mate. It's just insane what you're achieving so far. And we're just literally scratching surface. And it's going to be more amazing
Absolutely, man.
in TNA. And they can all be seen on TNA Plus. So get subscribing. Use that code. That'll be in the description below and on the screen as well. Leon, thank you very much for your time. For the listeners out there, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you all have a great week. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for What Do You Call It? Podcast.